Hello beautiful fellow human beings. I am fixing to make a spider finally, to tie a little drowned spider, or spent spider. And so let me find this to make sure we're golden. Ow. Hit my knuckle, but I guess tenderly. A tender spot. Let's see. So, got this down. So, alright, just making sure not muted. Been doing that more. So, that'll be there, I suppose. And found the pattern in imitated fly tying. Grabbed just a few books from eBay. Pretty well the most affordable ones I could find. That seems pretty useful. Really, really nice art. And there's some really nice patterns in it, and as well as a bunch of tips on working materials. Some things I haven't really succeeded very far in. Doubling the hackle I could do, but when you twist it and it doubles, when I run into the page, that's beautiful. When I run into the page, I'll flip it over again. Yeah, so various preformed detached hackles, left to right, crumpled, furled, perfect furled, crumpled, furled, and deer hair hackle, which looks like a brush, like a bottle brush. With pretty neat. They all look like bottle brush cleaners, or what are they called, pipe cleaners? But the perfect furled is wild. Like a caterpillar. It's the black one, the second one. It's really, really impressive. Meaty. And this book, I think I found it for like $3. And what I do is I'll find one of those eBay shops that has tons and tons of books, like thousands and thousands of books listed. They'll often have kind of a setup where you buy 2 get 1 free, or buy 3 get 1 free. The prices on the books are already pretty dang low, so you're able to get quite a few, and plus the free one. And I just looked up fly tying in one of those, and I could pull up the shop that I got these from, and they had tons. They had tons of Lefty Kreh books, tons of Orvis books, tons. And some were a little pricier, but I just grabbed, I believe, 4, and it was like, gosh, it was like $13, $14 for 4 books, and free shipping. So, looking for the spent spider. It was on like an in-between, or in an in-between section. So I'm trying to find. I really, really like these kind of roachy looking guys. However, I couldn't find anything that I currently have that I could use for the back. It just looks so realistic. Hello people! I am fixing to tie a spider. Learning to tie flies, so these will be used for fishing, and if anybody does fly fish or bait caster, I'm going to be testing them with the bait caster. Maybe it could help me figure out what line to get. Hey, here it is. The spent spider. The spent spider. We're back. was weird. How do I go back to see? It's like when I find it, and then what happens? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It just blacked out. The screen blacked out. Well, let me find that again. I don't know why I closed the book, but instant panic as soon as it just went completely, it blacked out completely. I think that's a first for that. Move this over here. Waiting patiently for the mail to come. And Mayo Elko, can you greet me? Oh, greet. Hello, Mayo Echo. Elko? Elcho? Hello, Mayo. Visiting here, how you doing today? So just got back to my hometown here in Palm Beach County, well, Lake Worth, and waiting for the mail, so I'm very, very excited. The neighbor put a chair in front of the mailbox. I can't imagine like they would have skipped delivery because of that, but I moved it. It's way heavier than it looks. A nice old leather chair, looks like 70s or early 80s. I would take it, but I shall resist the urge. So, making the spent spider. Now, probably show again. Tying up the spider. And I'm guessing this is to symbolize a dead spider. And for the materials list, for the drowned spent spider with sparse palmered hackle is medium or heavy weight traditional wet fly hook, medium blue dun hen or cock hackle with long feather fibers, and I have that. They pretty much most of the hackle I have has long fibers. And I'm guessing it's talking about the ones I should just grab, and not soft hackle. Very much beginner, please excuse my ignorance, but I think I got it. Nice, really vibrant colors, a bag of joy to this beginner. Oh yeah, got some stuff on, but got some bluish gray and kind of like tannish gray. Red and brown dubbing mix for the body. And I'm sure between the yarn and different colors, you could get a reddish brown. Rib, medium to heavyweight copper wire. Gold bead, or if preferred, a tungsten bead for the head. And thread of own choice, here's 8/0. And the wire, I always, again, please excuse my ignorance, but I always thought the wire was to stabilize the hackle or whatever feather is wrapped. So if the stem of the feather gets hit, nothing breaks. So it doesn't specify. So I'm probably just gonna do not the largest. What's wrong? It's too small. My inexperienced tips sometimes gets a little. I'm not sure if these are too long. So I'm trying to find. Trying to find some nice thin. Did I see code? Code, that was you. My brain's fried. But thankfully he knows that more than anyone. still with me in person and all. Absolutely fried, but it's alright. Just pushing through a few more weeks until, you know, stuff happens, and then I could get back to the good things and get my dad out to Boynton Inlet. See, these might be too long. They're super long fibers. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Maybe I should look at the tips. Oh, it's hot back here. It's a little roasty. I might change. But I was finally able to get some clothes. It was all brutal. And the appointments are at these cancer facilities, and they're really nice. And I'm not trying to make it a freaking fashion show, but I do want to, you know, at least feel more put together when going. God, I have so many questions that I'm a pretty dang quiet person out and about, though. It's like I physically have to push them out of my mouth, so it's like. So I hope feel less a mess by at least dressing for success. No, I don't know. Alright, so gotta get some beads. Still packed up from only left a night or two. Oh, aside. Oh, test. Can humans go on sun? I wish. That would be nice. It looks nice and warm on the sun, but I don't think so. That's one thing, though, I'm really excited about with the better space cameras, is the sun is just one of the more wild things to me. Like all the waves and movement. I really forgot the ring spreader opener. What is that called? A reamer, I forgot it. Some of the beads and the brass. They got some nice weight, but the metal is thin enough to manipulate it a little bit. So let's do this one for you. I have to grab the bin of feathers. That's alright. It looks like. Let me put this in this place just to hold it. Oh, a larger bead. But could try to find something here. Maybe an awl will do it. Anything a little tapered would help me really a lot in this. Just to kind of open the ends a little bit. I don't have a Dremel on me or anything. It's one thing I do wish I kept on me, but I'm sure I'll end up using more and more. There's too many too many things that would be brilliant, but I haven't been making much metal work or anything, so I just haven't been pulling the Dremel out. Yeah, celebrate. Got a brass boy to fit. So Code is gonna help me make an instrument out of vices, and so gonna have a bunch of these really kind of cheap ones, and get it off. So get a few of these cheap ones, and then it'll be a bunch. And I put, yeah, I'll take them. You can put them here. Sweet. Do you want to see?
2 packages. One's from eBay. Would you?
Uh-oh. I guess I did win a bid. The mystery has been solved. I'll check my computer. Maybe it's a different profile. I did win a bid.
What is that?
The Zonker strips.
The what?
Zonker strips. Oh, they look really nice.
I don't know what
I bid on a bunch of stuff on eBay, but I did it on my computer and phone. And my phone didn't show anything. I didn't get any notifications, so I must have did it on my actual profile. Really nice. Absolute ton of them, but these weren't 20. These were like 15 on the dot and free shipping. But I'll check it 100%. Hey, Mr. Self-Destruction. Sweet. So what these are? The black ones I'm gonna use now.
Oh.
It's rabbit back. And so I'm wanting to give him a go. Yeah.
Oh, that really is rabbit purple.
Isn't it soft though? For earrings, like with pearls and stuff. Because the scraps, that are too small. But I think it'd be easily. But it's so taily. So this unlocks this movement up and down, and I've seen in numerous patterns too where they glue them together, which I'm really stoked on that, because that makes an instant really fatty bait fish that I know I can tie. Just and the not muddlers, but the deer spun face with that. That's what I'm really excited to try. Alright, here, let me just sit for a second. Those are the turkey bellies. Holy shit! What? That is massive. I just pulled one out. I don't know if visiting here is still here. However, the package did come, so I think on Friday the mail lady must have skipped the house. There was a big old chair sitting in front of the mailbox, and because we didn't get anything, not even bills. And if there's no bills or junk mail, then that's incredible. There's this pattern I started, but I didn't finish it, didn't have the turkey wings. I just wanted to tie it true to the pattern. It's one of the oldest patterns that I've come across thus far and have attempted. Couldn't find much information on it though, but I think I saw it on mainly flies. And it's like, this 500-year-old pattern still catches fish. I think it was called the alder. And have it. Oh, it's over there still. Alright. Well, that is immense. Oh, no way. Is it? Is this for stacking? Holy crap. I really can't. It shouldn't be though, unless that's my old original eBay. But but they move different, even if you think they don't. That's what I've been really, really interested. It's wild because even the natural materials are essentially technology at that point, and all with different purpose. And it just absolutely blows my mind. Engineering with natural materials, which all crafts are like, but just blows my mind that this leads to food or fishing, which just still, I think I'll always be taken by that. This is really, really, really something else. Don't know if y'all could hear the water, but finally got a little water fountain code. Really appreciate it. The silence was deafening, and so far it hasn't really made me have to go to the bathroom or anything. It does kind of sound like a tinkle, but I love it. Having water right there. Oh, so what is this type of feather? I've seen this type of feather before. Or this pattern anyway. I wonder what that is. I always thought they were hawk feathers, but I could be totally wrong. I never was able to. Oh, they're married. Oh man, I thank you. This is truly wild. The turkey feathers are so much larger than I thought they were. That is mint. Wow, look at that one.
That's pretty, yeah.
That's a print I've never seen before. See how the stripes are kind of like speckled?
Came from Massachusetts.
Turkey! So these are turkey too. Very cool. I do have feathers. It's a whole wingspan. So and I have the feet, the leg and butt feathers, and the wing, and the tail. And I got it at a yard sale in Palm Beach County at the Palm Beach Fairgrounds. They have a little historical yesteryear village. And we've been going to it since I was a kid. It was one of the best parts of the whole fair. And little old candy shop, little old post office, and schoolhouse, the church. Really, really cool. It was really small. And really curious raccoons live behind the thing, turns out. But one of the women at the little like fishing hut, well, there was like the fishing cabin, but there was like the hut where like all the animal skins were draped over to show really how like the early pioneers lived. So you might want to get the phone. He's his doctor. It's been it's as long as no calls are missed, we should be in good shape. Tomorrow the chemo starts, so very much taking it easy today. This is beautiful. The color and everything. I'm so mad at myself. So, long story short. Oh, wait. Was I in the middle? Oh, long story short. She passed away. She, I guess, was in a horrible marriage, and finally, like, was enjoying her personal freedom, and her ride-on lawnmower, fell in the canal. She, in like a foot of water. Horrific. And so her kids, one of her sons is a trapper, and the other is young, like early 20s. They had a yard sale. Walked in, I couldn't believe, I was like, holy trucks, I feel like I'm in yesteryear village. And they heard that, and they're like, whoa, that's what all this stuff is from. Couldn't believe it. Went back like every day I possibly could with code for a week. Filled codes Mustang multiple times. And a few things that I'm like, I wish I got. By the time I ID'd the turtle shells, it was a legal species to have shells of. It was like $10 for both of them. Huge. Like, I don't know what I would have done with them, but they were just beautiful. And there was a spinning wheel. I didn't get that, and I really regret that. I just didn't think it would fit, because they just needed to make space, and every object was like a treasure. She also had a camper on wheels, a little, like, I forgot what they're called, but it's a little 1960s like sea breeze blue camper, and that was full of just antiques, animal skins, skulls, mounts, everything, tools. It was nuts. It was nuts. I'm still high as a kite from that yard sale. It was like 3 years ago. Oh my gosh. And that's where I got the wingspan. And maybe her son did. They had a lot, all kinds of stuff in bags of salt, and I got as much as I could, because this is before time flies, but I still was incorporating like feathers and fur, especially found stuff, and anything that I whipped up. But wild. And then one year I did go to New York City once, which I'm longing to go back. That it just, you can walk for days and just see nothing but new stuff. And I went to Mood Fabrics. This was a while ago. Like, I grew up watching Project Runway, so I was really into like textiles and fabrics and that kind of thing. And I got to go there. They had one floor. Well, first you go in, it's like a warehouse. There's a guy standing by an elevator, and he brings you up. And the first floor you get out is huge. And the fur and leather, but I like feather and leather. But fur and leather section, massive, like a whole floor. Incredible. I mean, to some probably like an actual nightmare, but incredible. I got rabbit fur, got a few different leathers, one I made a backpack into, but I wish I knew where that backpack was. But anyway, tangent, but I'm over the moon. And but long story short, the rabbit fur that I got was this exact color, and I'm still looking for it. I have a big strip of it, and because the stuff there is very expensive, so I can only afford like a few inches or a few yards of something. I really wanted to make this dress, and I had it in my mind so clear. I just wanted to make like a dress that like was the sun, and I just wanted to use one fabric in particular, bright canary yellow velvet, and they had it, and it was beautiful, like the softest. I still have it, but I still haven't learned to sew, so I haven't used it. But yeah, I don't know how I got on a tangent like that. Thank you visiting here. I am really taken back. This is a lot of material, and I've been looking for turkey feathers for a good minute, but you know, still trying to accumulate the kind of materials that it, like, at least I've deemed like I gotta get all this stuff ASAP. But some things it's like it'll be one feather for $5, and I'm sure that would be great if like that was all I deemed and convinced myself I needed. So that $5, I'm like, well, that's like a whole bag of this or a bag of that I could use for multiple like that kind of thing. And I got really hung up on that, and just haven't been able to acquire any materials the last few weeks, so deeply appreciated. And if there's any patterns that you recommend, I'm more than happy to tie them. I'm gonna get a vase for them. Oh. Put that back up there in a second. Hi. Oh, yes. Never been this stoked on. I could not express in the least And I did manage to find, or get one pheasant feather from that kit. And, you know, not the prettiest thing, but it's got a ton of material for this beginner because I wanted to use them for wraps or legs. And that in there. Like paints or material. A delicious spread. I am over the moon. So this, I gotta check my email. Okay. What's I could do? It's a little hot back. We have to just stand over there for 2 seconds. It's freezing in there, but there's 2 walls of windows behind me, and Florida's sun, even in the winter, it's steamy back here. Like if you were cold, you could have been chilling here. Oh, I didn't see this. I didn't see this. My emails, I'm only now starting to scan them for emails because I'll be real. I get suckered into entering contests sometimes. I don't know why. I feel like I should know better, but so a lot of spam, but I've been actually using them for once. And my email is bruisedpeachvintage@gmail.com. I know a lot of people don't have Instagram or Facebook, but more than happy to try different patterns or any fun thing, or to ship out any of the flies. I'm very much a beginner, but I'd really like to get some of the flies out. A, they're piling up, and B, I don't have I don't think I'll be able to get out there anytime soon, but I did get the most affordable setup I could possibly build, and Code got a matching one too. So while I'm like not able to get out, he'll be able to test them. I just thought maybe this will be easier for me to test flies because I don't know how to fly fish. I have a little cheap piece set up, but I'm looking for like a meteor setup for the ocean. I'm gonna take it to the ocean, the little setup I have, just like to get the mechanics of the casts down more. I definitely could stand to meet more people that perhaps teach or can locally. But I'll tell you what, I haven't seen anyone fly fish. I don't think ever. I've seen people shoreline fishing plenty, but I'd have definitely noticed. But that's just me. I haven't seen it personally, but if I do, I'll run up and ask and be like, please teach me. I will make your wife jewelry. Or you, like, you know, if you're into jewelry. But I don't know what else I can do. Anyway. So, not sure as to what line. Wanted to do braided because figured that would have the most movement line-wise. And I haven't used a bait caster since I was a child. So, my dad obviously would have spooled the line and all that. So, if anybody knows, it's a 7-1-1 ratio. And I was going to put 10-pound braid on it. 10 or 12 because braid's very thin. But then Code put on some videos and they were like, don't put braid directly on it because it's just gonna slip. But if you get down to that, it's gonna slip anyway, right? I understand that. And there's like these little holes, but they're quite sharp, so I don't think weaving through it, I don't know. But and this is just the only fly setup I have currently. It's floating line. It came pre-spooled. And it's like 9 feet. 8 feet. It's 8 feet. Very light. It's like featherweight. But it was only like 30 something bucks. I had decent reviews. And I was just going to use this to get the mechanics down. However, I was just getting caught in the weeds. And I don't have the balls to walk in a Florida lake. Gators. And it's silty. It's really silty. It is slimy in there. But any tips? More than appreciated. Because I am god awful at it. After a while, I was just like... I wish I was kidding. But, anywho, I still can't get over this. I know tonight I'll be watching videos. Because the stacking is one of the most... The stacking, doing the rabbit hair, like heads or faces, it gives just like the meatiest, like fishy shape, like the meatiest shape in the front. And most of everything that I tie ends up very needly in the front. And I want to be able to tie something like thick and fatty. And the stacked or spun flies seem to be really that. Alright, so I'm gonna put these with the others because I might use this actually tonight for the head. I just don't think this is them though. Is that the reason why I wanted the zonker strips is the pike flies. I saved them in a playlist. If you look under playlist, I did save them in a playlist just called Fly Patterns. And those are the ones that I really want to give a go. Like as soon as I could muster up the materials. And so I've been looking for all of zonker strips. And then there was a whole nother opening or a onion layer. I didn't know what size to get. I'm gonna put this with the fur. With the boots and the fur. Okay. Brown. I have cat hair. But red and brown. Hey, that's olive, but you know, it's very brown. It's very brown. I have to bring that outside. There's no way that's olive. Oh, that's that. It all feet. Don't know why I had to bring. I'm convinced that I'm going to become like fluent in chart maps. So I got all my study supplies for it. Ooh, funny bone. I remember once I was sitting, enjoying the salty like air, and set my drink down, went to get up, but I hit both of my funny bones. No, I'm sorry. I did not set my drink down. I hit both of my funny bones. I dropped my drink. But, long time ago. It's getting very hot. That's hilarious. So I'm gonna mix this. Yes, I mean, like a greenish brown. Oh, it's soft. I did not bring the coffee grinder. I wish I did. I'm gonna zoom this in here after I get some thread. Watched a little bit of the Grammys with my mom last night. What a sight. I mean, it's been years since I watched it, so it felt like a proper, like, other universe or something. 'Cause, you know, like, all that changes every few years, so if you fall out of paying attention, like, it's like a whole nother world. I don't recognize many people. Was surprised they had J-Lo, like, do the thing. You know, I stay up to date against my will in regards to Hollywood, because scrolling, it's hard not to read the titles. And gosh, it really is. The internet has just dismantled it. Chaos. But everything dismantled will either be used to rebuild something or used to make something else. So. I think I'm gonna use this really pretty brown. It's like a coppery brown. It's really. It does remind me of sewing thread in the sense that it's like it doesn't lay flat. I mean, it lays, you know, it's just not like all separated. I really do want to get the same color and more of a flossy, like flat floss. Moment. It is really easy to get in here though, without any help. Yes. It's wrapped around the arm. Okay. Sunken spent spider with a big old head. I need to run to like the closest bar and grab some coasters. Alright, so let me just grab something to drink. I'm zoom this in and finally get started. And actually, let me sit here and go through comments because I'm sorry, in 50 places mentally, but I need to focus that better. I don't mean to not look down. Hey, Global! Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm odd about. Alright, let me scroll up to where. Lumberjack, got a few shells. Different part of the critter. Turkey, awesome. That's wild. I have to look at some pictures like now of turkey, because that is like extensive different patterns. Like the color, and it looks like two different species. Really cool. Anthony B, that's right. I drink a lot of coffee. The happy hooker, that's brilliant. A long time ago, I wrote a small comic called Negative Nancy, the Positive Prostitute. She hates her life but loves her job. But then someone said it sounded like she was positive, like with an STD. And it made me overthink it. But I have a bunch of, it actually takes place in Singer Island at the Sands Hotel. And there's like a, I mean, it's not the most creative name for, you know, a female trucker, but her name is Axl Rose. And the local strip club, or well, the local bar is called the Sandy Snatch. This is when I'm like right before high school. But bamboo, Thomas and Thomas. The bamboo rods, I used to see them a lot locally. An 8 or 9 weight, okay. So fly outfit would be, and please do excuse my ignorance, a fly outfit would be like your combo, like rod, reel, and yeah, Cecil just I think hyper nervous for tomorrow. Tomorrow chemo starts, so really intense. And I gotta be there at 8:15 in the morning. That's probably why I'm on a little earlier. Because cannot miss that. Did get my scissors. And I wish the stream didn't die at Boynton Inlet, because as soon, you could actually see them in the last second of the stream. Old friend Colin and Kayla were there. And Colin is just featured in Glamour magazine, which is amazing. He's been doing his own thing since we were kids, and stylists, event planning, just a bunch of stuff. Really, really an incredible person. I appreciate that visiting here. It's been definitely brutal. I grabbed a ton of clothes because the next 6 weeks, I think my biggest fear now, because the fear of missing appointments, that'll always be there, but the fear of like not getting the appointments is subsiding since they're all scheduled. But the next fear, shall be infection and stuff like that, and colds and that kind of thing. So it is going to be brutal. That's what I wanted to be working on, but it's like at that overwhelming level that I'm kind of just on standby, and then when energy is like at all-time low, I'll start really, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, just I guess redecorating to make like everything as open as possible. Got some pianos, but they gotta go, and they're out of tune. I wanted to get in tune for the longest time. I play a little bit, but just self-taught, so it kind of suck. I have fun though, but they just gotta go. It'll be so much more open. The air will be able to circulate, and thinking about separating this room to make kind of a proper Florida room, but just using some blinds and stuff I could find at Habitat or any thrift stores. But alright, I'm gonna start with this by doubling a hackle feather specified with long fibers. Now these two feathers are essentially the same color, but they have a few differences. And I think I'm gonna try this thin one first. The fibers are hair long, but it does say long fibers. And I just gotta be careful doubling them because the tips are very fragile, and I try to double as much as I can reach. Still not the best at it. I do want to try with the razor blade. I've just been too scared. So just do it with the scissors. Swear somebody could use this technique to make eyelashes. Like, oh, it's very light, so I guess you wouldn't be able to see it. Alright, let me just grab something cold to drink. Hey Loki, how you doing today? We got very lucky with the radiation doctor. He was such a character, which I love, and not like just very memorable and very open to questions and very given with information, but not sugarcoating anything. He's essentially like, it sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? Really got lucky with the doctors, just praying that insurance and all that, because now there's like a third party that you gotta go through to get things authorized. So anybody who's going through anything involving their insurance company plus treatment, I knew it was bad, but oh my god, it is rough. The amount of hoops that you jump through, like, god, I should have some strong legs right now, but just absolutely beat. I feel like they bank on people not answering or coming back or going through all the, and the new party is just designed to like make sure they don't approve anybody. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, I wish I was, but that's what I feel like. It's just a big old money making machine. But hey, they would get treatment, you know. Keep my mouth shut for a good bit. Oh yeah. Also, I was reading on how to mimic fly tying, or at least be able to present flies with a baitcaster until I'm able to properly, you know. I could walk to the beach as soon as I find a setup. I'm, you know, gonna try to get there at least, because that's not, you know, around people. I just don't want to get my dad a cold in the next 6 weeks, so I'm kind of hiding out, which is kind of my favorite. But I was thinking these. I don't have the clear ones that you can fill with water, but I remember I grabbed these because they were like $1. I never seen them before. They're floaters or bobbers, but they have some weight. They have some lead on it to help you cast. I thought maybe these would good. Eventually, whenever we get out there, we're gonna be able to test a bunch of stuff, a bunch of these little things. And I tried to get the lightest setup that Ugly Stick had that I could find affordably. Put those there. Y'all are on my bucket, my tackle bucket. I heard that. Oh, that was a fridge. Alright. Oh, okay. There's one more thing. I just trying to remember what it is over here. Enjoy the water. Oh yeah. It's taking me a minute to get started today. I can't keep my mouth shut. I had an idea too for dinner too, if I remember it, you know. But yeah, there's 2 points. Yeah, you feel free. I want to show I finally grabbed one. It's the only one I have left, but I can make more out of any wood. I mean, anybody can make them in 2 seconds, but I really love how they came out. I keep meaning to try to find more branches, because there is another bandsaw here, and not bandsaw, what are they called? Shoot, I forgot. Bandsaw, yeah, that thing, and a slice. Sorry, the weekend is out in the swamp, and just haven't readjusted yet. Stretch. So, got some swags, and I very appreciate whoever sent this. I'm not too sure. There's 2 things that I'm not sure who sent them. I couldn't think enough who really. I want to make these for my dad, but I'm having trouble. I found the beads and the spoons. I'm having trouble finding the hardware. And I was supposed to go to Tuppence today, but I slept in a little bit. And my mom said she tried to wake me but couldn't, and I don't doubt that at all. I really want to make these for my dad. I mean, he's got all kinds of them, but now they're so old and so beautiful that no one wants to use them. I'm like, well, crap, I could whip those up for you. Just gotta find that hardware. Alright. So, yeah, I always thought that the copper was to protect the feather. But this pattern calls for a few wraps prior to the hackle. Just try to make sure that's not a bald spot. Pull it anyway. The thicker. That. Okay. Let me just do that a little bit more properly, or at least trying to mind kind of where the pattern ends on the hook. Might be a little bit slower ties because I'm at least trying to get the proportions right and keep that at the forefront now of at least what is on my mind while I'm tying something. I really want to print them out. I found a bunch of great diagrams here and there for like anatomy of certain patterns. Ow! Forgot about the hook on the vise. Okay. I always regret trimming the feathers. I should just try to tuck them. They poked out, and I just overthink it a little bit. I'm grabbing some copper. Thankfully, by now, I've acquired a few different sizes. And I said medium to heavy, so we're gonna go with this thicker stuff. And since I have my good scissors, we're back on the wire cutters. I do have them. I also grabbed that tool caddy printed off of Code's 3D printer. And it holds everything brilliantly. Oops, besides those. But excited to have. I would have been able to acquire this far. Tie in the copper wire to use as the rib on, or to the other. Tie in the copper wire to use as the rib on to the other side. Why can't I read out loud? The underside of the hook shank, using the loop over the thread method. Loop over thread. Loop over the thread method. Now return the thread to the start. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna have this. And since we got a bead, I tucked it into it. And so I'll use this time to add a little bit of glue. I'm very excited visiting here. Please do let me know what if you have any patterns to recommend. As soon as this stream concludes, I'll be watching stacking and turkey centric patterns. And finally finishing the alders, just the peacock curl with that brown and blackish speckle of the turkey feather. Like, it's one of the first ones that caught my eye. And shortly before I came out, or down here, gave it a few goes, but get a little bit more glue going. What's happening? I did not lock that. Spent spider. Sunken spent spider. That like weird stringy stuff, I just kind of push on and off the string. Like, what's that? Oh, bald spot. Oh, that stringiness I was talking about. It's a lot like thinner and uniform and right when it's fresh, but the bottle is hitting the brush, so it's starting to get a little bit thick. Alright. Wind the body dubbing to form a shaped body, thinner at the tail end than the gold bead. The body should extend all the way to the gold bead or tungsten bead. using some of that wax to I don't know if you can hear that, but it's quite nice. And I again forgot paper towels. I did bring aprons because some stuff that does get a little messy. It's a little dark back here, so drink a little more caffeine than usual, I feel like. Quite alright. So, our dubbing needs to greatly improve. Hold this with my knees and try to keep it. Jesus. There's just something I'm not doing right when I try this. Alder, wanting to keep meaning to also grab it when I go in the other room. I am so excited for this. I haven't really been able to get any wings. Just don't have any married feather, or didn't have any married feathers, and so I try to use the closest I can come across, and just wasn't getting there. So slowly trying to get Alright. Slowly but surely. Oh, now breathe for 1 second. Okay, now for the copper, which is before the hackle in this pattern, which I don't know, I always thought it was for the feather, to keep the feather a little safer in case like the feather broke, then it wouldn't unravel. Winds on the body dubbing to form a shaped body, thinner at the tail, then the gold bead. The body should extend all the way to the gold or tungsten bead. Winds the copper wire as a rib, taking care not to exceed 3 turns around the whole length of the body. Tie the rib on the underside of the hook shank directly behind the bead head. Break off the excess copper wire. I can't really tell if it was under wrapped or over wrapped. Okay. One, two, get that a little bit higher up. 2, 3, Okay, for this, still a little confused on it. Tick. Oh, oops. I'm not sure what way to wrap it either. but ooh, ow. Alright. Okay, anyway. Just need a little bit more of that topping. And then that is where the pattern concludes. And I just oh, okay, good point. Voiceover. I didn't really think about it like that. I'll be real. It is quite satisfying for it to like lay in between the dubbing, but I didn't even think about it disappearing. Cause wrapping it. This one, thankfully I didn't follow the dubbing along it, cause I totally would have just went along the dubbing. But so this one is still very visible. All the grubbers that I tied, you really can't see the wire. That's, I think, another reason why I thought the wire was more like for the feathers, like to keep them from breaking or what have you. God, I am glad I didn't miss that. I appreciate that. And this is why I'm learning this live, because I have no one like in my immediate surrounding that I can learn anything like this from. And of course there's plenty of groups and that kind of thing, but I gotta post it and wait for someone to reply. They don't always reply. And it's gonna be at this desk for quite a long time, so I don't know why I do two. It's just trust issues when it comes to knots. Back from making jewelry and other crafts. So that is the sunken spider. There's a few things that I am going to not do next time. Well, the first thing I have to do is go find some shorter feathers, I think. to get the bodkins. So I got my favorite pokey. Okay, well there's the first attempt. I think the fibers are much too long. But throw her aside and still throw it around out there. Should be swimming time soon, so the ones that even proportionally I'm like, dang it, whoops. I could at least see how they move and then fully understand why that is not oops. Oh shoot. Let's see how it's good. Hey! Coop Cooper, so I think every week I'm gonna try to make that like essentially a radio show. At least I will have on my channel, and I'm sure on Code's too, but I'm sure Code's gonna be doing an absolute ton through his channel on Kinto, so and that goes for anyone who's interested. Code Log, you'll see him as a moderator here a lot and mentioned a lot. He's a software developer and he's got his own channel called Code Lock, Lock Loch, and gonna be using his game or platform rather that he's building to do streams, so could have guests and show a lot more on the screen. As well as like patterns that following for this channel and then on his like programming stuff. Okay, let me run and get one more drink, maybe a snack.
message from radiology. Your doctor has ordered an imaging exam. Doesn't say the doctor's name, doesn't say what kind of test, nothing. It turned out, they one doctor ordered that test CT, they sent him to radiology to order. On the 21st, radiology is finally calling us.
So there you go.
11 days later, I said, ma'am, we've already done that. I said, does this chest CT no contest? She said, yes, it does. I said, we had it done Friday at JFK Hospital. I said, but you sure this is, she said, no, this is an old order. She said, nobody called you or contacted you. I said, absolutely not.
Gee.
Here I'm thinking, oh my God,
The loops
they found
or the hoops continue. Gee. That worked out really nice. So, in a spray, usually what I do, I'll do just a huge sheet, like tons of pixels, and I'll use it kind of like a sketch pad, and when I make something for Kinto, like an object to be placed, I just have codes send me like a picture of an avatar, and then I'll just doodle next to the the avatar to make sure it's sized appropriately. Which was pretty funny in the beginning. I didn't pay much attention to that aspect, and everything would be all wonks, but got a little better at doing isometric art, and gosh, I need to bring the iPad with me. I discovered a free brush for Procreate. Not Procreate. Wait, yes, Procreate. Free brush, and it's pixel by pixel. So you could create pixel art in Procreate, and rather than Aspray, because Aspray I have to use finger pad or a mouse, and click, click, click every pixel individually. We might as well zoom this out while we out next attempt. I think I'm gonna have to dig back there in the feathers to find some shorter fibers, but there's some other things I wanted to give a go, and so I'm gonna move on to that. I just want to make one more scrimp. It's Mike's Shrimp, Mike Rohnfeld, hook size 4 to 6, thread orange body, tie in a gold pheasant tippet, with the tip of the feather extending to the rear as shown in the plate. Attach a soft black saddle hackle and the thinnest black chenille. Wrap the chenille along hook shank, and then the black hackle is round as a ribbing over the chenille. The pheasant tippet is brought forward and secured at the front so that the butts extend over the hook guide. It looks real shrimpy. And so when I wrap back, oh man, I appreciate that coop. Holy trucks. Thank you, kind delete. Wow, it's hot back here, can you tell? I really appreciate it. Happy day. Yeah. Hoping to get some CDC feathers or post material, because I think I could use the fibers to start. And please never hesitate. I got stamps. I have stamps. My mom has stamps, and could ship anything out. I have a few little envelopes, but those are no worries. Could come across at any time. And the black hackle round around the ribbing over the chenille. So like definitely do that like opposite directions. Or does it not, or is that for just wire? But it's a real nice little shrimpy guy. With the tippets as the shell. And I think I have the perfect hackle feathers for this. And gosh, I kind of want to, whenever I read something technical for too long, I realize for sure. Yeah, it's very real. And it begins losing or making any sense. But then I've forced myself to like stop now because it became undeniable that when I came back to something, like dumb example, I don't know how to play piano. I was trying to learn how to play piano. I was overdoing it to the point I couldn't do anything, like even stuff that I knew darn well to, but then every time I came back to it after a few minutes, it was like better and better. And it's easy to do it with this because when I get like fried mentally or physically, I start poking myself. like like every wrap I'll poke myself, and then I know I gotta walk away from it. Just a minute. So for this skirt, I really regret pulling out these hooks because there's a few on here I don't know what they are. Because the dry hooks are impressive how light they are. I think that's a dry hook. I don't know why I did this. It's a magnet. It's an amalgamation. I don't know why I did that. I have them pretty dang nicely organized. Got a little plastic briefcase. Oh. These, I just found them on Amazon. But for beginner purposes, they're great. Okay, oh, that's what it is. Let me just... Maybe. Let's see, got bit bonus to. These are really nice. I'm just not very good at tying on them yet, because it's slightly offset. I think I want one of the like. Oops. I'm waiting for one bid to conclude on eBay, because it's like freaking $400 worth of stuff. I know it's only at $15. Oh, look. I need to get a jar rather than the magnet. Oh, God, they need to make a horror film based on that, really, because that would be my origin story. I don't want to tell the story, but my mom brought it up the other day. My mom I used to, you know, at Southeast Florida, so I used to be walking to the beach every other day, and yes, my shoes would get quite gross. And my mom threw away my little, like, flats that I really liked, and her 1980s rock shoes, my favorite shoes. And you know, I mean, it's like I have the most normal sized feet, but I felt like I had like swimming fins as a kid. So it's very like thingy with shoes. She threw away my shoes. So I grabbed one of her shirts. I sewed it to my size. She was so mad, but she was also like, touche. Surprising. She asked me if I remembered that the other day. I said, unfortunately. Because of course I feel bad, but I'm glad she still gets a laugh out of it. It's just something out of like a comedy. It's like, oh yeah. And then the next morning I was like, I'm ready for school. And she's like, you bitch. I used to sew a lot when I was a kid. Surprise. My Ziploc filing system. I do have some golden present tippets. And I do have two kinds. I'm just gonna use the kind that came in the kit, because the ones in this pack are gorgeous. Vibrant Sea, not so much. Vibrant Sea, not so much. Vibrant Sea. That looks very pretty. So let's save this for camera experience. This is the plan. These have always been some of my favorite feathers. They're just so surreal. Seeing them on stuff sometimes. I do like how there's many different sizes. But there are a few. Going to be closing this in. Oh god, it's hot back here. The balloon rolls. Oh, that's what I meant to put on. Eddie Murphy's stand-up comedy is just really funny. I like watching it with my mom. Okay. There's a few parts of this I don't fully understand. Really cool feathers. Tie in a golden pheasant tippet with the tip of the feather extending to the rear. The rear? The rear. Tie in a golden pheasant tippet with the tip of the feather extending to the rear. Attach a soft black saddle hackle at the end of, or at the, and the thinnest black chenille. Wrap the chenille along the hook shank, and then the black hackle is wrapped, ribbing over the chenille. The pheasant tippet is brought forward and secured to the front so that the butts extend over the, what? But how is it under the, maybe a long one will help me out here. Oh, they're really nice. Even these kind of low qual ones. It's just, you know, the colors that they consist of. These aren't even as vibrant as these. Just really pretty nonetheless. And these could be dyed, I don't know. Just really fiery and nice to look at. Hey. trying to figure out how to tie this. This is why I go for books that have this. God, it's hot. The step-by-step kind of imagery, because the process and the workflow is something that I'm not I don't have down. Like I can't conceptualize from these words. But maybe I'll just add these tidbits separately. It's like down here. I just don't get it. It's just let me just make sure I'm looking at the right. Has to be. Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to go for. Focus. Well, making pixel art here. It's not focusing, but yeah, exactly. I can never see the bike. Yeah, voiceover banding. That's why I really like the live streams and like Fat Finger Fly Tires site has really good step-by-step imagery. Because like even like the tying in and stuff, that kind of stumps me every time. Getting a little better with the wire and hackle feathers. But not too sure. I'm gonna try to find a like a when it says tippets, does it mean to remove them from the rib and just like so, or it's the tip and then you're gonna fold this over? My name is Jaime and I am not sure. Well, I could try both ways. One with like the tips. This might not make any sense what I'm doing, but so now I have these with no rib, and then I could tie them in and then use that to get right. This feather is a little tattered. Get all the unnecessary. That's a little tattered, but we're gonna use it. Yeah, voiceover. My personal goal is to eat, but would love to catch some fish that are, you know, deemed. Ooh, let me make sure that all the guys are the best for real. I'm fishing. Oh, I appreciate that. That is tiger and leopard. Hunter comes. Trying to tie a scrimp out of Lefty Cray's compilation of saltwater fly patterns. One of the best $3 ever spent. I guess it just made more sense to show it back here. As absolutely jam-packed. And officially big old streamers. And I do want to learn how to fly fish, well obviously, but tie any fly pattern, like for anyone in need, so please do. Never hesitate. World's so full of nasty people who get kicks out of running. Oh, for sure. I tell you what, none of my, like, in real life friends have ever watched any of my videos or streams. I've been to all their concerts and stuff. Well, I don't know. I used to drink a lot. I was quite into beer and whiskey at one point, but I also used to skateboard. Now I don't do that anymore. Nope. My face met some bricks and we didn't get along very well. And yeah, all moms do that for real. Yeah. Gosh, I would have been loaded at this point with the amount of Polly Pockets I had, but that unfortunately was my dad. He gave them to the neighbor's kids, which, you know, for a while was almost like an investment. You see, they were from Louisiana, and still to this day, I don't know what I ate. It is the greatest food I've ever had in my life. It was so warm and the best. Yeah. My mom threw me these ice trays and I lost my mind. I was like, they're from the 50s. And my dad's like, yeah, Mom. She's so sick of them though. Because they were actually using them. Their ice tray, the fridge had just quit working, so they're using ice trays. They had these really cool aluminum 1950s. Aluminum's probably not the best for ice, but I'm guessing it was aluminum. He talked to Taiwan. I'll get these. He dug 2 lakes on his land and ran a small trout. Wow, voiceover. Maybe that. I was lucky enough to be taught to tie by an old guy that I used to shoot with. He'd dug 2 lakes on his land and ran a small trout fishery. Sadly, he passed now. The new owner switched to coarse fishing. Wow. What is coarse fishing? That's incredible, though. And now that dude lives through you forever. And then whatever you pass on is... That's why I'm really glad that the passing down of information is alive and well in the fly tying community. Like, seems like a lot of information became like competition and like secrets or something. But within any form of art form, I feel like people spend a lot of their like soul time, and especially on something like this, and all those tips and tricks, if they're not written down and like read by someone, don't want other people's wisdom to fade. So I really do really value social media. I can care less about surveillance or this and that. I just think it's amazing that finally real people could share their knowledge and their wisdom and like how they go about doing things. And like that is a huge, like, I mean, they make movies based on that, learning to type from someone who's just like out of this world. And it kind of extends that as well as their knowledge as far as every sea combined. And old guys are indeed the best. Older folks in general, and ever since I was a kid, like I tell you what, late middle school and early years of high school, I spent stealing my dad's beer and cigarettes and bringing it to the homeless people and Lake Worth. Most of them were vets, and they were like wildly fascinating to talk to. Great taste in music. Some of my favorite records, like vinyl albums, I got from them. And one dude was in Vietnam, and he's like, yeah, it wasn't 10 years, it was 17 years, and it was a POW. And when he was fed, he had to stand, and it was like I've heard that from many people, that to stand in these boxes, like outhouses, but you can't sit down, and or even bends, and they just pour the boiling rice at the top of it. But that's like his experience, his life experience, and he was like very torn human being. But I used to bring, I like playing guitar and singing little songs, whatever. But I can't do that in front of people. But I used to be able to bring my guitar down there and like sing for these like at that time homeless fellow human beings. And they were vets, so it became really important to do, and met a lot of people in that square. And Willow, he was known as the hippie from hell. Really horrific story, his origin story. Well, too, I think I might have mentioned it on my older streams where it's a little more candid, but yeah, how he ended up on the streets was brutal. Definitely think it's a little too dark to mention right now, but I could share that in my Discord or anything if anybody's interested in how Willow became the hippie from hell. He passed away long ago. I also just got a message a few months ago that Fred died, and Fred I stayed with for a little bit when I tried to move to Colorado. He had a pet fox, and I went fishing at this reservoir, and as soon as the hook touched the water, there was something on it. And I still don't know what fish exactly, and just sprayed some lemon juice on it. It was wild. Tristan's fishing, absolutely. Yeah. And he had all these songs. The only one I remember is, it's a little dark, but you know, it was in the dumpster. You can do just as you feel in the dumpster. You could have yourself a meal in the dumpster. As long as no one squeals, it's a dumpster. It's just a dumpster. He would belt that out. He's just a very unique human being. Okay. Oops. God, I wish I could remember the other song. Somewhere I have course, I have footage on some broken phone. And made him a made him a necklace once of chicken bones and like sterling silver and amethyst. Then he was arrested, so I went over to the police station. Mind you, I'm like 15 or 16, and I'm like, "Hi, you guys arrested Willow a few days ago. I was just wondering if you by chance have this bracelet or necklace still. My mom got me the charm from the store next to Halsey and Griffith," and they were just like, "What?" Because he was notorious. He was always in there. But yeah, those were the days. Unfortunately, those were like my favorite days too. And the best part, because like, yeah, it was 15, 16, so I was like often walking to and from work by myself. I used to work at all the little restaurants down there. And I would always like be able to get like walks back and stuff because they were always out. And Lake Worth was a very small, like little town, so a lot of people knew each other. I'm gonna try something. Ooh. I never know how to move my hands. Okay. Maybe not. I mean, try it. Gotta try to. I'll use this scrap of copper just to hold the feather back here. Oh, I guess this is just a regular piece of wire. And now for the super thin chenille. I do not have super thin chenille, so I was going to just use some black dubbing, ice dub. And I have to grab a okay. I'm dying to use one of these. I don't want to pull it. It's too beautiful. Tiny little trunk, but it is so nice. I don't know if it's nice, but to me, this is the most beautiful feathers I've ever seen in person. A lot of them are. And I used to make tons of jewelry, and like I have loads of hats. I used to wear hats religiously. Not hats, but you know, the little like things that just kind of sit on top of your head decoratively and serve no purpose but have like a bunch of dope feathers sticking out. Those kind of hats. Oh, I am a little bit nervous for this, so we're gonna start with the big. Oh, it's so small and beautiful. I have a lot of really long fiber ones. I do want to remind, because, you know, it's been not only brutally appreciated, but please do not hesitate, and whoever wants flies, just please email me. It's Bruised Peach Vintage. So bruised, BRUISED, Peach, PEACH, Vintage, VINTAGE, @gmail.com. And if anybody donated to the GoFundMe, please email me, because I would like to get you back somehow, because words cannot describe. I think I am gonna apply at the little diner down the street after the treatment, because I don't want to get anybody sick. Just for a few, like, you know, months. I just want to get back into city normalcy, and the best way to do that is to force yourself into a social situation. And I'll be real, I romanticize the hell out of life, especially the most mundane aspects. And I always wanted to work at a diner, because it's a lot of socialization, so it gets back that, and good for the mind and memory. But I also found some sweet diner dresses on Amazon, and I was like, man, if only there was like a little diner, I'd totally work there. And then I walked downtown, there's a brand new diner, breakfast and brunch, like old school diner. So maybe weekends or something. Get to kind of also promote and stuff, because you're like having random conversation with so many people that you can stop missing things, because I'll be down there. Well, I'll just wrap this normally. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? Shoot. Actually, I'm going to tie it off and just retighten with black thread. I have to stop. I need to just use my brush. I have to stop spreading that stuff so far down. And I'll just grab. Don't. Yeah, Zayas are real sweet, and I like the crowds that usually go in for the early bird. Yeah, it really does make my day. The only thing about food service that I really can't stand is straw wrappers. They're always like all soggy and like in balls or like formed in weird shapes. And clearing food off the plates. I'm not that, it's not like, ew, other people. It's just like, oh, it's so unrecognizable. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And grease. The grease in the air is no joke. But everything else, I always love the cooks. The cooks are always great fun conversation. This black is very thin, so I can kind of just go through the oops. That's why I thought the wire was for the feathers. I know the tips are gonna be fragile regardless. But if a wound feather snaps or gets snagged on a tooth, then it does unwind. Oh, God, it's so soft and so slippery. can't really see what I'm doing. Nerve-wracking part. Slipped. Song stuck in my head. I really do love the Bee Gees, so I'm not making fun. Let that dry for a split second. And then I'll do another layer just to keep that down a little bit more. I don't want to touch it yet. I appreciate that. I don't know why, but when I was very young, and I used to go to Costco a lot with my cousin and her mom, we would serenade the employees with the Bee Gees and Tina Turner. Neither of us can sing. she actually. We had a few bands when I was in middle school. The first one was the Underprivileged, a little punk band. We all went to Catholic school. And the second one was a little, like, kind of gothier, if you will. Edward's Despair. And it actually put a huge damper in my music career, so I do plan to sue my middle school extensively. Take them to the cleaners. the talent show, I played drums. The talent show got drums, amps, the guitar, bass, mics, stands, no podiums, but anyway, all the way down to the school, and they were like, "There's no way," and so we were banned from the talent show. So unfortunately, I gotta seek justice eventually, right? Just kidding. I actually quite like my little middle school, and I like visiting. I don't really visit, but you know, the occasion I go with my mom, I like saying hi, stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna tie off right here. And then I'll trim that in a second. So let me zoom back in. Definitely gonna have to listen to BGs after this. I don't know if you'll know of Portishead, but stuck in my head too. Stuck in my head too is trying to hit my mom to some music that maybe she hasn't heard yet. And she's heard Portishead. Their songs used in a lot of movies, and you'll hear it a lot. But the whole album, Dummy, is like one of the greatest albums of all time. Let alone like a certain genre or era. It's one album that I could listen to over and over again. Good crafting music. Two of those. Should I make some look like moving legs? Well, here's very first attempt at Mike's Shrimp. I found in Lefty Cray's compilation of saltwater fly pattern. And there's many in there I want to give a go. However, here's the first attempt at Mike's Shrimp. I didn't get the shell right at all, but I think I learned some things. I don't know how I would have done that with the ribs still in it. Like, I think it would have made it so, I don't know. I'm gonna try next one. I'm gonna be leaving the rib in it and not trying to go my own path when I have very little experience. So I should be sticking to the little scrimp. And I'm going to, try the next one, keeping the rib in. I just think when I bend it, it's gonna have like looseness on the sides. I appreciate that. I think I did, these might be a hair long. And next, I want to get them to fan out. So I didn't take enough care to make sure they were fanning out. But he is cute. But Slightly malnourished. This one got separated from its mama. I really see it coming through. Some of the few like immediate things I know I'm gonna like do differently, hoping to get it looking a little good, but the coloring and the black legs, really digging that. I just gotta get better at the shape and get a little bit more healthy. Hey, that angle looks alright, but just gotta figure out that shell situation. Painting with the penetrator really helps keep the fibers from going away. But let me see. Let me throw this back on here. I'm gonna grab a snack so I don't start poking myself. I don't eat like big meals a day. I'd rather eat like all day, every day, just stuff. Because then it's not like I have, you know, huge energies out from digesting a bunch of food. And it's not like I have a bunch of energy randomly. So I just try to keep topped up. Cottage cheese, beef, chicken. Then eating through the picnic meal. Hey, I appreciate that. I had the, where's the little block? The grubs. I'm gonna try to make some more. And also, I do want to make this style. I don't know what, jig heads, but I'm not sure what the materials are. So I know this looks like some type of fur. And crystal flash. But where's the grubs? Still really stoked on these. And I want to make a bunch more of these because I think these will also be nice and nice and easy thing to start out. And here's the ones from the kit. Oh, that's cool. But this, where is it? This is the one that came pre-tied. This third one. And I still got tons of materials to make more. It gives you enough to make 6. And they sell them on their site, the pre-made flies, the iceberg, but more than happy to ship them out. It's I don't want them to collect dust, and definitely for the next 6 weeks I don't think I'm going to be able to get anywhere. Not at all complaining, because it gets me to sit in one place longer than I usually can stand, because I'll gotta sit down and get some stuff done, and then long story short, I'm like, whoa, why am I walking to the store? Why am I watching a second movie in a row? But Walter's play, or that's, I forgot what it is, but it's got some stuff on it, and from like a long time ago. I've never seen the stuff, so I'm watching new things. But I'm trying to put stuff on in the background. I don't mean to watch it. My attention is very, very hijackable. That is for sure. I'm very confused by this spider also. I want to know what it looks like when wet, because when you squish a spider, or when you see a squished spider, it's kind of like a mangled mass. And is that what this signifies, I wonder? It's pretty wild, but like the feathers are righteous for movement. But, ooh, excuse me. Let me grab that thing. Well, actually, what time is it? 6:42? Alright, so I gotta make sure my dad eats before tomorrow. Tomorrow is his first round of chemo, and so I am going to try to get him up and eat something. That'll give me opportunity to eat something myself, and then maybe sit outside for a little bit. It's finally nice and warm. The weather's been perfect. Brutally appreciate y'all. For anybody new here, stream every weekday, beginner fly tying, or learning to tie flies live. And y'all's input is more than appreciated and worth more than gold, so wouldn't change a thing. And on that note, oh, I kind of show. There's the light. That's the water. It's perfect though. Code also, yeah. See the button is missing? Hold on. Oops. See how the button is missing? I just like unscrewed the bottom and there's a little switch that like when you press the button it hits the switch. That was just broken completely. So I just how I turned it on, since it's broken, it's only like attached to one of the contacts. I take, where is it? Oh, it's very important. I take this sanding stick and I push the button thing onto the contact board. And then I take anything and press the button. So if you just try to press the button, it'll completely fall off. So I figured I'd be able to turn it on once or twice. But yes, yeah, no, I'll be reboxing it. It's all ready. Gotta clean and rebox it and don't get electrocuted. Yeah, I didn't put any oil in it or anything, so it's all ready to go. But I was so stoked to finally have some water sounds. I look like I'm being interrogated. Really stoked to have water sounds in the background because always nice, always relaxing. And even for myself, it helped a lot being able to stay focused because sometimes, as soon as it gets really quiet, all I could hear is like the silence. And I think I start to ramble pretty extensively when I feel that silence makes me nervous sometimes, and I'll just fill the air. So, in an attempt to kind of control that a little bit more, water feature. And anyway, wow, am I like moving this? But anywho, I should have left the lighting or something, I don't know. But anyway, happy trails, love y'all, hope you have a beautiful evening, and if I don't see y'all later tonight, I will be back tomorrow. I wanted to pop on a little earlier, so I have plenty of time till tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got to be there at 8:15 in the morning. So I was just going to grab one book and focus on that and get some reading done. It's a few hours, so yeah. But see you tomorrow evening for sure. And if anybody has any patterns they would like to recommend or materials, all ears, quite literally. That's why my hair's always down. But anywho, what else? I don't know, but yeah, and weekends for sure on my channel, at least an hour or however long, I'm gonna try to do Kinto Radio, and there anybody could do it for real, and my show, if you will be obviously fishing centric and crafting centric, and anyone's more than welcome to join. Want to try to make it like a radio show. And over on Code Lock's channel, if you give him a sub, you'll be seeing his Kinto radio show also, as well as Kinto Be Built in real time. It's Code's project, and he's the sole programmer of it. And I know nothing about programming, and it's surreal to just be able to see how much you could do with aggressive typing, and but for real, like brain power and aggressive typing, like it's wild, and the world and like the features themselves change almost daily. So if you have any future ideas as you want in a platform that is just built for communication and streaming and world building and stuff like that, pretty soon there'll be mini games. But you know, it's a endless like possibility type of thing, and yeah. is going as such. And every day there's something new. And if you see any bugs, feel free to let one of us know. Code personally loves to squash them. And but yeah, so awesome. I hope to see y'all in Kinto one day, because that's where we'll be able to share a bunch of different mics and cameras, and people could teach each other stuff or what have you, or show how to do something like visually, or show just a screen or good websites, anything, possibilities endless, as endless as existence itself. But on that note, happy trails, love ya, have a beautiful evening, and never hesitate. BrucePeachVintage@gmail.com is my email, and the rest of the stuff, if I hope I didn't, I think everything's in the description anyway. Again, appreciate it, and if anybody does donate to the GoFundMe, please email me, because I'm more than happy to send you any buys. I'll try to tie anything. I'm not promising the proportions are proper, but working on that. Practice doesn't make perfection, it makes progress. Heavy trail. Love visual things. Hell yes. And check out Kento, because it's a lot easier to talk also more candidly also. Not stream, but I can't stream through there. Just anything possible. It's a weird thing to get used to. Happy trail.